Students, please unmute and tell about forward and request method. Any student can please voluntarily forward and explain about forward and include method.
Response of servlet 1 and the response generated from servlet 2 will send to the browser, sir.
Okay. So first step, what is the first step?
First step is the request is sent from the client, sir.
From client to?
Servlet 1, sir.
Okay, very good. Second step?
It simply skips the response from the servlet 1 as we use its
No,
forward
you see the
methods.
diagram. You see the diagram. The second step, what is happening?
We have two moves, sir. One is forward move and another move is response move, sir.
Okay. What is second step?
We are simply skipping the response of servlet 1, sir.
You see second in the second step, what is happening here?
We are forwarding the response.
Yeah, forwarding the request and response from
Servlet 1 to servlet 2, sir.
servlet 1 to servlet 2. Very good. Okay. So next, what is the third step?
Third step is the response from the servlet 2, sir.
Response from the servlet 2 is generated. Okay, so that here servlet 1 and its response will be terminated. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So response is generated. Okay, next, or the fourth step.
Fourth step is to simply send back the response to the browser, sir.
Browser. Okay, so browser, the end user, which response can be seen?
Generated by servlet 2, sir.
Very good. Generated by servlet 2. No, instead of generated by
Servlet 1.
Okay. So this is called forward method. Very good, Emma. Very good. Excellent. Okay. And next student, any student. So see that include method.
It is sent to the servlet 1, sir.
Very good. First request is sent to the servlet 1. Very good. Next.
And next, the request and the response generated by servlet 1 is sent to the servlet 2, sir.
No, you please read second step.
Includes.
Include. So that the servlet 1 sends request and response to the servlet 2. Okay, which sends the instruction to the servlet that you give the output to me, like that. Okay, so the servlet 1 calls include method by sending request and response. Servlet 2. So the servlet 2 generates the response. Okay, so in the third step, what will happen?
Response of servlet 2 is included with the response of servlet 1, sir.
Servlet 1. Okay, so then after getting the response from the servlet 2, it will be sent back to servlet 1 instead of sending back to the browser which is there in the forward method. Okay, so it includes the response of servlet 2 in servlet 1. Okay, now what is the fourth step?
Response is generated, sir.
The final response is generated. You please tell me what final response contains.
Response of both servlet 1 and servlet 2.
Very good. Response of both servlet 1 and servlet 2. That is the final response as the fourth step. Okay. So next, the fifth step is?
Response is sent to the browser, sir.
Okay. The final response will be sent back to the client. Okay. Now please conclude me. So the end user will see the response generated by which servlet?
Both servlet 1 and servlet 2, sir.
Both servlet 1 and servlet 2.
Servlet 2.
But the end user cannot able to identify from which servlets the response has been generated. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So very good. Excellent. Thank you. Okay. So this is the forward and include methods. Okay. So why I am insisting to give the demo by you all, because so request dispatcher, include and forward methods are very important for technical interviews. Differences between include and forward methods. Okay, so which one you frequently used in your project, like that they are asking. Okay, so that you please be survive when using include and forward method. Okay, so this is the demo of include and forward method, and we'll see the example. Let's see the example of both using include and forward method. Okay, so I will give the scenario of how to implement include and forward method with the example. So first we design one username and password screen with the login. Okay, and this information, login credential information, has to be forwarded to one servlet. Okay, so where the validations of username and password has to be happen. Okay, so here there are two possibilities. One possibility is given credentials are wrong, given credentials are right. Okay, so here credentials are valid, then we just use forward method. Okay, to forward to the welcome servlet. Okay, suppose if the credentials are wrong, then we have to use include procedure. Okay, to include index.html again with the statement credentials are wrong. Okay, so this statement is okay, so this statement is generated by servlet 1, and this login form is in the file called index.html, so that we have to include the output of index.html with the content login credentials are wrong. Okay, so this is the way how we have to use include method, and this is the forward method. So this we have to implement now. Okay, so am I clear all example?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So for this, I just go to Eclipse. Okay, we have to create a new project. Just a minute. So we have to create a new project. So one by one, you please help me in doing the statements. Okay, so project suppose or otherwise. Okay, login demo. Login demo. Okay, so here first of all I have to create a login page, so that index.html. So what are the fields we have to include in index.html? What are the fields we have to include in index.html? What are the fields we have to include in index.html? So as per the example I have shown to you, what are the fields we have to include in index.html?
Name and password.
Username and password.
Username and password. Username. Just we have to use form action equal to login servlet, otherwise servlet. Method equal to post. Username. Input type equal to. So what is the username control? Next, password. Input type equal to text or password. Password. Name equal to password. And at last, yeah. Span equal to 2. Input type equal to submit. Am I right? Value equal to login. Okay. So table close, form close. Okay. So now we have to create a login servlet form. Am I right? Login servlet class. Okay. So again, I'm going to login demo. Here, new package. Where is package? Package. Okay. So let's new class. Sorry. New servlet login servlet. Okay. Here. So where do we write the code? In do get or do post?
Post.
Which one?
Post.
Post.
Post. Okay, very good. Thank you. So response dot set content type text slash HTML. Next, print writer out equal to response dot get writer. Next, print writer we have to import word package. Okay. Next, so we have to read the parameters username and password into our login servlet class. Okay. Username so string user name equal to request dot get parameter. Am I right? So what is the name here? For username, uname. Again, string password. I just copy this statement. What is the name of the username? Password pwd. Okay. Now, suppose if username dot equals, sorry, suppose Okay, username plus of. Okay, user1 and password dot equals of password 1, then else, then. Okay, so both user1 and password 1 texts are equal. So then, so we have to see that PPT. So if both are equal, so then we have to forward to the welcome servlet. Am I right? Okay. So that uh, request dispatcher RD equal to how to get the request dispatcher object. So I'm showing you request dot get request dispatcher. There is a method get request dispatcher of to which the servlet or the resource the dispatcher has to be created here. Okay, so welcome servlet. This is the resource to which we have to create a dispatcher. Okay, so request dispatcher we have to include servlet java x.servlet package here. Now rd dot. So whether we have to use forward or include now as per the example. As per the example, forward method. Very good. So rd dot forward of same request what we are receiving from what we have received from the browser. So same request and same response I am forwarding to welcome servlet. Otherwise, right. So if both username and password are wrong, then what I have to do? If both are wrong, then we have to generate a statement and then include the output of index.html. So that's we have to do. So how to print using out.println of login credentials are wrong. Please try again. Just I'm displaying in bold, or otherwise I just use H3 font, H3 heading, and then use request dispatcher request dot get request dispatcher of which resource we have to include, from which resource we have to include index. Very good. Index dot html. Again rd dot include of same request and response. Did you get the point? So we are reading the parameters and then we are verifying usernames and passwords. If they are right, then we just create the request dispatcher object on behalf of welcome servlet, and then I'm just forwarding the request and response to the welcome servlet using request dispatcher object. Okay, so if both are wrong, so then I just create a statement login credentials are wrong, please try again, and this is the response generated. Along with this response, I just create another request dispatcher object on behalf of index.html and include the output of index.html with this output login credentials are wrong. Okay, so this is one simple example. Okay, now what I have to do here, welcome servlet. So I have to create welcome servlet. So to this welcome servlet, as we have already forwarded the request response, so that we can get the parameters of request into welcome servlet also. So that I just create another servlet. Servlet welcome servlet. Okay. So just use doget. I'm going to doget. So here response dot set content type text slash html, then print writer out equal to response dot get writer. I have to import print writer from IO package, and then string username equal to request dot get parameter. So we can access the parameters of the request which is forwarded by the login servlet, because as the login servlet forward the request and response which is received from the client's browser to the welcome servlet also, so that these parameters we can access in both login servlet and welcome servlet also. What is the name? Uname. Okay, so I'm just use out.println h1 welcome to servlet world. Hi, username is concatenated with the hi, and then I concatenated the string welcome to servlet world out.println. So the same statement it is printed over on the browser, so which is the response generated by the servlet welcome servlet here. Okay, so now I just run this program, run on server. Okay. I'm opening Mozilla Firefox. Okay. What is the username? User 1, password 1. User 1, password 1, and click on. Okay, I got. So thank you. And previously I have written in doget. Okay, I forgot. Okay, nice. So hi user 1, welcome to servlet world. Okay, suppose if I'm writing user 1 but given wrong password, login. So login credentials are wrong, please try again. And this is the output of index.html, and this is the output of servlet 1. I'm right. So login servlet. This is the output of login servlet, and this is the output of index.html. So that index.html output is concatenated, is included in login servlet output. Okay. So the complete response is generated by login servlet. Okay. Observe the point here. So from where we got the response? Login servlet. But how many responses are included? So login servlet output, and as well as output of index.html. Both are included, and the final response is generated by login servlet. If you observe, suppose user 1 and password 1, see user 1, welcome to servlet world. Okay, so this is the output of welcome servlet. Okay, so understood the point. So this is the way we can do request. We can use request dispatcher by using either include or forward. The request response redirection will be happen. Okay, so I think everyone got clear about include and forward methods.